Hey guys, my name's Chris Marco Flores. I am the author of this book. So if you're watching this video from my website, it's probably because you've read this book and you've been directed to this page to do this task, emotion and hormones, or hormones and emotions. And if you haven't read my book and you're watching this video might not make as much sense as you'd like it to. So what I would encourage you to jump off the page, scroll up. There'll be a button where you can buy the book. You can buy it either on Amazon, paperback, or Kindle, and then all of this whole page will make a lot more sense. Okay, so for those of you who have bought the book and it makes sense, I'm gonna talk about the hormones and emotion task known as 100 emotions, and we'll jump straight into it. So I've created a lovely little, if I can get them up. So the hormones and emotion task. Come on. So the purpose of this task is to identify which emotions and hormones you are suppressing with bad habits, to then exchange those bad habits over time and to decrease the amount of bad nutrition your body craves to help you live a lifestyle of good habits. So I'm not particularly trying to completely cut out bad nutrition. What I'm trying to do is just trying to decrease the amount of bad nutrition your body craves. So when you do have bad nutrition, it's because you're having it for a treat and not for a craving. So there is a difference. Okay. So if we jump straight into it, so it's very simple. The method that I use or created, there's 5 steps. So the first one is you need to print off the sheet, which there is a button on the page. If you click it, you can download it and you can print it off. The second step is for the next 7 days, every time you eat or drink anything apart from water, you're going to input it into the table along with the emotion that you're feeling at the time. Then step 3, you're then going to rearrange the table into 4 different buckets. So bucket number 1 is sugar treats or caffeine. Bucket number 2 is your alcohol bucket. Bucket number 3 is processed food. And bucket number 4 is others, anything else. Then step 4, you're going to identify when you suppress your emotions and at what time with poor nutrition, otherwise known as bad habits. Then step 5, if I move this thing out of the way, hopefully you can see it. Oh, step 5, you're going to spend the time changing one bad habit a month for a good habit, and in no time you'll be suppressing your emotion and hormones with good habits. Okay, so this is how it looks. So you've done step 1. Hopefully you printed off the sheet. If you've got nothing to print it off, you can just get an A4 piece of paper and write it down, or if you have a computer, you can create your own little sheet. So, and it's very, very, very simple. All you do on the time, you want to put the day in. So you want, because each day's what happens, your hormones are chemical messages. So every time you consume something, it sends a message up to your brain telling you what kind of thing you're consuming. So if you consume alcohol on the weekend, every weekend, each weekend, your hormones are sending messages up to your brain saying, we'll have an alcohol, we'll have an alcohol, we'll have an alcohol. If for one weekend you don't have alcohol and you've done this for a very long period of time, your body's going to be sending, your hormones going to be sending chemical messages up to the brain saying, where's the alcohol? Where's the alcohol? Where's the alcohol? So then your body starts craving it and kind of want the alcohol for the weekend that you normally have, and it makes you start missing out. So it's good to put the day down because most days are probably the same within the week, and obviously the timing. And as you'll see, um, even though there's 2 different days here, this is just someone who sent me theirs and they allowed me to use theirs. You might not have the same things, but you're going to have the same craving. So for example, if we look at the morning one, 6:30, 6:30, 6:30, 6:30 is the same, both coffee, milk and 2 sugars with the toast and jam. But if you look at 8:15 and then 8:10, so 8:15 on a Monday is McDonald's double sausage egg muffin with ketchup and 2 sugars. Okay, so on 8:10 it's bacon sandwich with ketchup, coffee and milk and 2 sugars. So the craving there is processed food and sugar. But this 8:10, that's may not be processed food because it's a bacon sandwich and ketchup, but it's very similar foods, but there's definitely sugar involved. All right. So then step 3, once you filled out after a week, you want to rearrange it into 4 buckets. And the best way to do it, and this is the way I found the best way, is all you do is highlight. So you highlight in different colors. So there's 4 different colors. So for me, for the people, my clients who I encourage to do, the sugar and caffeine is in green, processed food is in red, alcohol is in blue, and anything else is in other. But it's up to you. And as you can see, beside you put what kind of emotions you're feeling. It's hard to kind of think what emotions you are, because sometimes you just feel bland and then there's no emotions. But just try and really think what your emotions are, because then you'll realize the reason why you do it. You'll identify what stuff you're suppressing with those emotions. So every time you're tired, weak and fed up, you'll probably tend to go for caffeine and sugar. I know it's self-explanatory, but when you see this and see it written down, you can have more of an analytic of what you do and when you do it. And so then the next step 4, is identify when you suppress your emotions and at what time with poor nutrition. So then you create another table like this, and you don't need to put the foods down or what you're consuming. It's just a time. So between 6 to 6:45, I crave sugar and caffeine. Between 8 o'clock to 8:45, I crave processed food and sugar. This is not me particularly. This is what you're going to be doing, and there'll be a pattern. There will be a pattern, and some the things that might change is if you do work and you don't work. Sorry, if you do work and you have days off, obviously it shifts a little bit. So if you only drink on the weekend, this will probably be slightly different on the weekend. But if you have somewhat similar days between Monday and Friday, then you're gonna figure out a pattern. All right. Then once you figured out that pattern, what you do, you go to step 5. You spend the time changing just one bad habit for a good habit, and in no time you'll be suppressing your emotions and hormones with good habits like this. So you pick the month, whatever month you're in. So say January, and you're going to pick one of the timings and one of the cravings. So you only focus on the one and the one only. If you've got a very strong mindset, you can do 2, but I'll just encourage you to do 1, and very quickly you'll change. So between 10 past 6 a.m. and 6:45 a.m., your body craves sugar and caffeine. To exchange it, you're going to have green tea and a banana within that time, instead of having your coffee, sugar, and toast and jam. Now, when you first do this, it's going to be quite hard, because when you have a green tea and banana, you're not satisfying your body with what it's used to. So when you put the banana and green tea in your body, it's going to send chemical messages up to your body saying, or up to your brain saying, we've got food in our body. But it's also going to send chemical messages up to your brain saying, where's the caffeine and where's the sugar? And until you put some of that stuff in your body, your hormones and emotions are going to play like a bit like haywire, and it keeps sending messages like, give me some caffeine, give me some sugar, give me some caffeine, give me some sugar. And this is why you only do one bad habit at a time, because what you do, you just focus on conquering that one and just having resilience and persistence. And even though you might not enjoy it, just stick with it. And I promise you, by the end of the month, if you do this, then you will change it. So by the end of the month, your body and your hormones are going to crave something like green tea and a fruit. It doesn't have to be banana, but it'd be the sugar from the fruit, which is not completely bad. So don't be scared of that kind of sugar. Even though I say sugar and caffeine, it's different types of sugars. So once a month, each month, and very quickly, your bad habits are going to exchange for good habits. I'm not saying you should cut out things for the rest of your life. You just want to train your body. So when you have treats, it's when you want treats, not when your body's craving treats. So you can have a coffee when you want a coffee, not because you feel like you need a coffee and you can't function without the coffee, or you can't function without the sugar, or you can't function without your alcohol by the end of the night. You do it when you want to, and then it becomes a treat rather than a chore and a habit. So, and it's as simple as that. And that is pretty much how you do this task. Very simple, but very, 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 very effective. Now, if you enjoyed that and you are in a body, unhealthy body, overweight body that makes you unhappy, and you're not as fit as you like to be, and you don't have as much confidence you like to be, the next step that I encourage you to do is go check out one of my events. The events are called The Wait Is Over workshop, and within this workshop it helps completely map out your weight loss journey. Now there's two ways you can do the event. You can do one online, so I do it in the webinar version, so it's kind of like this, but there's all people who are online, so it's a live workshop, so it's very interactive. Or if you're close or nearby, or you don't mind traveling, then I do live workshops, so you can come see me in person and we do the whole workshop. The workshop takes between 3 to 4 hours, and it completely maps out your weight loss journey from the beginning to the end. So if that's something that you like to do, then go check out my events, go see when the next one is. If it is fully booked, there should be another date for when you can attend the one further on. Apart from that, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, get in touch, and hopefully I'll be work with you sometime soon. Have a great day and enjoy.